Hello viewers, today we have a Lasko box fan model 3733. This one is from 2006 to 2007, and a lot of people hate these. I feel like this is the most hated Lasko fan, other than the ones 2009 after, which are absolutely garbage, because they have the glory motor. But these are just so hated, and especially compared to the older PSCs before this, the other two they made before this one has the Supreme motor, the 0.8 amp one. Some of them got paired with a Pro motor, and which was actually pretty cool because it drew 1.1 amps. But these are so hated, and people say that these are cheaper, but I would have to disagree, because as somebody, before I started collecting these older ones, I had a bunch of newer ones that were around 2009, right after this one was made, or after this design. And the blades were cheap, they chipped, and the guard was just super closed up. It's not as open like that, and people just hate these things, and I don't know why. This is one of my favorite 3733s ever made. I think the design's just amazing, and this one is a lot quieter than the older PSCs. This has the same thick blade set. As you can see, it hasn't chipped at all. This one still has a nice knob. I love the knob. And one other thing about this one is this one was one of my childhood fans that I grew up with. I grew up with two of these. One in my grandparents' bedroom and one in my mother's bedroom. And they were really great. They were very nostalgic to me. And when I first saw this, is the first old fan I got in my collection, and this one, I think it was $10 at the Goodwill, $10.99 I believe, and I got this in May. I think it was May 13th of 2025. I still remember the date. And this fan has been amazing. It's great. It's quiet. It moves a heck of a lot of air. I think it moves more air than my other 3733 with the Marco motor. That's just my opinion. And the design is just really well. And my assumption is, why they changed this design, I don't think it's cost cutting at all, because this fan it's not like the metal ones, but the plastic is not cheap. It's cheap, but it's not cheap at the same time. It doesn't chip. None of the slats are broken. The guard hasn't warped, and the frame wasn't bent. It's a little rusted, but it's not bent at all. And the main reason why I think they changed the design is because the recall really messed up Lasko. And as you can see, this has the Bluetooth fuse plug, and I feel like Lasko, they had to get a motor under a different OEM, obviously. Not just putting all the safety issues aside. Or not aside, but all the safety issues. Even if they did keep the motor and the fuse plug, that still wouldn't look good, because people would not buy them. So my assumption is they had to get a motor under a different OEM to get a fresh start from the recall, to kind of escape that. And they had to change, or my assumption is they had to change the design to make it look more refreshed, so people think they fixed the issue, which they did fix the issue. But the recall was only due to lack of maintenance, in my opinion. When the motors got clogged up. Yes, it's not fair that they got on fire, but the motors getting clogged up with dust is just a failure. Any fan would fail. Once it overheats, thermal fuse is gonna go, and people aren't gonna fix that. It's not fair that they caught on fire, but still. But all that stuff aside, let's plug this in. And before I turn this on, let me know in the comments if any of you guys like this fan. You guys think it's a good fan? The 2006 to 2008 3733. Let me know how you guys like it, because I love this. This is my favorite one. Someone has like a weird startup to it. As you can see, this one moves really good air. I don't think this fan was ever much cheaper than the older PSCs before this. I don't think it was any more cheaper than what they were before. I think they just changed the design to make it look refreshed because of the recall. And this one moves more air than my D-Blade 3733 on low. And it's very quiet, very, very quiet. Which I know the older PSCs, from what I've seen on YouTube, are very loud. But this one is very quiet. And it moves a lot of air. This has a nice breeze, like if I had this fan in front of me, I would be well more than pleased. It would cool me down. Even though these only move air, but this is a very great fan. And let me know how you guys think of these, because I think these are very underrated in my opinion. Alright, let's go to my medium. Very big jump up in speed too, just like the older PSCs before this. This one also has a distinct sound too. I remember this sound. It's very nostalgic to me. I remember these were always used on medium, only medium. So I remember this sound a lot. It's pretty nostalgic to me. Growing up with this, the ones that I grew up with were 2008, so it was the last year they did this design. But they switched it up a little bit and changed the motor to the cheaper crop glory. But this one has a lot of air. I think this one is the second best fan I own in my opinion. Look at this. It's incredible. I've never understood why people hate these so much. I see no issues with this at all. I think this one's better than the Marco motor. I've never used the ones with the pedal blades, but from my experience with the D-Blade, I think this one outperforms it. And the high. Yeah, this thing's powerful. This thing's really powerful. Look at this. This one's amazing. Let's spin down. All these have been cleaned and serviced by me personally. The bearings on these two, one thing I love about the PSCs over the Marcos is the bearings. They last quite on. They came with a very good adequate amount of oil when these were manufactured. Here's a view from the back. It's also very nostalgic to me, especially the knob. I love the knob. The knob, that's probably my favorite knob design that they had. And let's do the startup. This is low. As you can see, it has a very interesting startup. It's not like a Marco motor or Macmillan motor startup, but it has like that noise. It's odd. Here's a medium. And also, I forgot to mention, this one has both of the original feet. surprisingly. They're in very good condition. Here's the high. Here's some spin down time from the rear, sorry.